Oh yeah! Not Ringo.
Hey guys, Dalek44 here. No introduction, but I got one anyway. Now, as you all may have guessed by now, I'm a big lover of nostalgia, as it's obviously been said in a few videos before. But that doesn't mean I have to tolerate some shit remakes and adaptations that people keep making. And you may remember I did an editorial talking about remakes and adaptations and why there's so many shit ones compared to good ones. And long story short, some people do remakes of old things because they loved the originals, and some turn out good, some turn out okay, and some turn out as alright but could have been better. And then there's the ones that were obviously made because the people know that they're so popular and will just make a quick buck. And alongside all these shit remakes and adaptations comes this masterpiece. The latest Mickey Mouse cartoon is an American animated comedy television series produced by Disney Television Animation. It features classic cartoon characters including Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Goofy, Pluto, Pete and other characters. The series has a slapstick feel of the classic Mickey Mouse shorts from the 30s while providing a modern update with the extensive use of Toon Boom, whatever the hell that is, and flash animation. The show also places the title character, Mickey of course, in humorous situations that showcase his pluck and rascality, along with his long-beloved charm and good-heartedness. And being a lover of Mickey Mouse, since I used to watch some of the old cartoons on VHS and Disney Channel, as well as House of Mouse and some other things Mickey Mouse has been in, like Christmas Carol, I thought I'd give this a check out. And to my surprise, it was hilarious. And after watching the first few of these cartoons, I actually found myself laughing at them a lot. As I said, this show has the slapstick feel of the classic Mickey cartoons from the 30s, but it also has some references to modern things too. Like you see some modern day technology, and as I said, it has the modern flash animation and boom tune, whatever the hell that is. But this is one of the few adaptations that I watch without thinking, it's so obvious that they made this thing because the character's so popular and will make money. I actually find myself watching this thinking that it's obvious the guys who made it loved Mickey Mouse. And what's not to love about him? It's obvious that if you have the right writer and right creative team, then you'll get a good remake and adaptation of something that was popular. After watching many episodes of this cartoon, it's kind of obvious that the guys who made it obviously loved the original Mickey Mouse and wanted to put that much love and effort into this. And it really does show in every cartoon. And some of you may have noticed that Mickey Mouse has gone through quite a few changes over the years. In the past, he was a rascal, and then he started to get a new personality over the years. The one I'm more familiar with is the smart aleck mouse that you see in Mickey Mouse Works and House of Mouse. And what I mean by that is, he often gets put into situations but uses smart and cunning to get out of the situation. Sort of like Bugs Bunny from the Looney Tunes. But I honestly think that makes sense since the two met in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So it is possible that the Who Framed Roger Rabbit could have happened in the same timeline as Mickey Mouse cartoons did. Or at least that's what the writers wanted to do at the time. But I honestly think it fitted that version of Mickey really well. And Mickey's gone through a lot of adventures over the years, like the ones in the original shorts, his cameo in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Mickey Mouse Works, House of Mouse, various movies, and some toddler shows that we'd like to forget. Now, I've got nothing against toddlers, but for me, Mickey Mouse was never a toddler character. He was a cartoon character like the Looney Tunes that was made for all ages. Well, Looney Tunes was actually made for adults at the time, but there were some cartoons out there like Mickey Mouse that were mostly made for all ages. So for me, Mickey Mouse is an all-ages cartoon character. The show is created, written and directed by Paul Rudish, an American animator who originally worked with Cartoon Network Studios. Some of his most popular work includes Dexter's Laboratory, The Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, Star Wars Clone Wars from 2003 to 2005, and My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, to name a few. The show takes the characters to various places, including their own environment, which I'm assuming is called Toontown, I'm not really sure, to various other countries like Paris, Venice, Tokyo and New York. And in the ones that take place in different countries, they actually have the characters speak in the language that would be seen in those home countries. And I was very surprised and amazed that the original actors did the voices in those cartoons that were set in another country. I'm just sitting there watching those cartoons and thinking, wow, the actors must have had a lot of practice when doing those languages. And the voice actors they got for the show are really good choices for voice actors. And if I'm completely honest, I wasn't too sure about the new voice actor they got for Mickey Mouse, Chris Damian. When I first heard about the new voice actor of Mickey Mouse, I just assumed that they were going to get the guy who voiced Mickey Mouse in the Epic Mickey games, since he sounded a little bit like Wayne Allwright. But instead they got this other guy. At first I wasn't sure how the new voice actor for Mickey Mouse was going to be compared to Wayne Allwright. But it turns out that he was really good. Hell, he was actually hilarious and made me laugh a number of times. I mean, every time I hear this version of Mickey Mouse with his new voice actor, I could tell that the actor just ran all the way with how crazy and wild Mickey is in this show. Like going over the top of it and just having a lot of fun with it. Russie Taylor, the original voice of Minnie Mouse, is back to voice as Minnie Mouse, which I'm quite honestly surprised. It quite surprises me that she's still voicing the character even though Wayne Allwright has passed away. And for those of you who don't know, they used to be husband and wife. But I'm honestly glad that she's still voicing the character. There's honestly just no other voice actress I'd rather have. Bill Farmer returns as Goofy and Pluto, and as always he does a great job with the two. Tony Anselmo returns as Donald Duck, and over the years I'm beginning to think that he's starting to sound like the voice actor, like not being able to understand Donald so much anymore. Which makes sense, since you never could understand everything that Donald said in the classic cartoons. Whereas when Tony first started voicing Donald, you could pretty much understand everything that he said. But here you find it a little bit harder to understand here. So I think that's quite a nice touch. Tress MacNeille, the woman of 1,000 voices, comes back to voice Daisy Duck. And she still does a great job of it as every character she's ever voiced. We also got other actors like Gene Cummins as Pete, Alan Young as Scrooge McDuck. Wow, Alan Young is still voicing the guy. And Paul Rudish provides a few voice cameos as well in the show. The new Mickey Mouse show is definitely one of those new adaptations that's not complete shit, like many that I've talked about in the past. Some people would consider this just to be another Mickey Mouse show to make money, but most people really love this show, and who could blame them? It's well written, well animated, well acted, and it's obvious that the people who worked on this loved Mickey Mouse so much and they put all that love into these cartoons. And for those of you who find it hard to believe me, I'll give you my top 10 Mickey Mouse shorts to give you an idea of why this show is great. Yodelberg. On an old alpine yodeling mountain, Mickey must be quiet to yodel with Minnie, who lives at the top of the mountain. However, because the mountain is vulnerable to avalanches, by anyone causing loud noises, Mickey must climb up there while avoiding hundreds of cuckoo clocks, bobsleds, an abominable snowman, a pig belching contest, and a bag of chips. Before finally getting to the top of the mountain to meet Minnie. All the shit that Mickey's got to go through just to get to the top to meet his girl is so hilarious and will have you on the floor every time, which makes it all the more satisfying when he finally does get to the top. Bad Ear Day. Mickey spends the whole cartoon searching for his ears after losing them before a date with Minnie. It's so hilarious to see Mickey losing his ears for the first time, and I'm assuming this is the first time Mickey lost his ears because I never saw him lose his ears in any of the previous cartoons. But it's just a hilarious cartoon to see him going around the city trying to find his ears before he misses his date with Minnie. And because Mickey can't hear anything because of the loss of his ears, we can't hear anything that goes around him too. So we're basically hearing things as Mickey hears them, which is a really nice touch if you ask me. New York Weenie. While taking a walk down Central Park, New York, Mickey buys Minnie a hot dog with extra mustard. But the hot dog has a mind of its own and runs away, which causes Mickey to go chase it throughout the city. It's just hilarious to see a hot dog come into life in a Mickey Mouse cartoon after all these years. And the stuff that Mickey's got to go through to try and catch this hot dog is just so freaking hilarious. And I can't get enough of those sweet moments between Mickey and Minnie because I'm a lover of their love story. Goofy's First Love. Mickey and Donald try to help a helpless Goofy woo the love of his life. This is basically another one of those stories where someone falls in love and his friends are trying to get him to get the girl the way he may think is the way to get the girl. Like looking beautiful, being rich, and all that stuff. But what really makes this episode stand out to me is the fact that Scrooge McDuck returns, voiced by Alan Young. It was really a great return for Scrooge McDuck, who's one of my favourite Disney characters. Even though it was a really short appearance, it was a great return for him. And this cartoon would just have you laughing all the way through. A flower for Minnie. Mickey sets out to find the perfect flower for Minnie. This cartoon is just one of the sweetest cartoons I've ever seen in the new Mickey Mouse cartoon. Just the lengths that Mickey is willing to go through to find one minuscule flower for his girlfriend. It's really hilarious, and the ending is really sweet too. Wish upon a coin. When Pete steals all the coins from a wishing well, it's up to Mickey to stop him. This is the first time in a while I've seen Mickey go up against Pete since the House of Mouse cartoons. And it's just hilarious to see Pete stealing all the coins and Mickey having to stop him. And I thought it was really interesting to see cameos from the Seven Dwarfs and Snow White, as well as that Snow White-like ending at the end of the cartoon. I won't really give too much away, but trust me when I say it's hilarious. E.U.D. Minnie. Minnie tries on a new perfume called Entrancement while getting ready for a date with Mickey. This cartoon is just so hilarious because that perfume just entrances everyone into liking Minnie. The people, the cars, the buildings, even the bloody sun. And it also takes a pretty heavy hit at Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, as it points out the fact that the dress she wore in the clubhouse made her look too young. It's just hilarious to see what shit Minnie goes through while wearing that perfume, and the ending is so hilarious that you'll be laughing on the floor. Doggone biscuits. Mickey goes away for a month and leaves Minnie to take care of Pluto. But Pluto starts to gain weight after Minnie keeps feeding him too many dog treats. I think this cartoon is Minnie at her looniest. She points out that she knows that she shouldn't feed Pluto too many treats, but she can't help herself. And the way she says she can't help herself is just so hilarious to me. And the stuff she goes through to try and get Pluto to lose weight is really hilarious. Despite the fact that I think it's kind of creepy to see a photograph of a fat Minnie Mouse. But nevertheless, this is a hilarious cartoon, and it always makes me laugh every time. No. When people keep asking to borrow things from Mickey, he realizes that he has trouble saying no, and turns to Donald for help. The only problem with that is that the help was so good that Mickey can't help saying no all the time. This was the most recent one I've seen, but I think it deserved the number 2 spot. Because I just find it hilarious how many people take advantage of him not being able to say no, like Minnie, Goofy, Scrooge McDuck, Mortimer Mouse, Huey, Dewey and Louie, Pete, a cat, a dog catcher, and the 3 little pigs. But like all Mickey Mouse cartoons, he does get a happy ending at the end, which is really satisfying after he goes through all the shit he goes through. And my absolute favourite for the new show is Wonders of the Deep. Mickey and Donald have to rescue Professor Von Drake when a freak accident sends him into the sea. But they have to beware of the Kraken. It's nice to see Professor Von Drake in this cartoon, and it's nice to see this episode lengthened into 7 minutes compared to the other 3-minute shorts. And 7 minutes was really fitting for this cartoon because there was so much going on. Like seeing sunken ruins, hallucinating mermaids that turn out to be good resemblances of Minnie and Daisy, before coming face to face with the legendary Kraken. And we also get a hilarious cameo from Pinocchio in this cartoon. But my absolute favourite moment from this cartoon is when they hallucinate mermaids that look exactly like their girlfriends. It's a really sweet and adorable moment, and it just proves that Minnie and Daisy are the only girls for Mickey and Donald. But what the hell do I know? Check the show out for yourselves and see what you've been missing, or probably glad you've been missing, however you feel about Mickey Mouse. But I guarantee that if you loved Mickey Mouse, then you're definitely going to love this show. It's well written, well acted, well animated, and the jokes are so hilarious that you'll be laughing on the floor for ages. I'm Dalek44, and I'll see you next time, folks.